He came dangerously close to conquering Europe. But Adolf Hitler, once seen as an unstoppable force, made a series of catastrophic decisions that led to his downfall. From arrogant invasions to delusional strategies, these are the 5 dumbest mistakes that cost Hitler the war. Stay with us as we expose the fatal errors of history's most infamous dictator. In May 1940, German forces had surrounded the British and French troops on the beaches of Dunkirk. Over 300,000 Allied soldiers were cornered, and their defeat seemed certain. But Hitler did the unthinkable. He ordered his tanks to stop advancing for 3 days. That delay gave the British enough time to evacuate their troops in a miraculous rescue known as the Dunkirk evacuation. By sparing the British army, Hitler left a future enemy intact, and more determined than ever to fight back. After Japan bombed Pearl Harbor in December 1941, Hitler made another disastrous move. He declared war on the United States, even though the US had not declared war on Germany. This handed President Franklin D. Roosevelt the justification he needed to bring American industry and military might into the European theater. Now Hitler faced a two-front war with the United States and the Soviet Union, a war he was never prepared to win. In June 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest land invasion in history. He believed the Soviet Union would collapse in weeks. But he was wrong, very wrong. The Soviets resisted fiercely, the German supply lines were overstretched, and when winter hit, German troops were caught without proper clothing or fuel. The result? Massive losses, bitter retreats, and the beginning of a slow Soviet counteroffensive that would end in Berlin itself. Hitler believed he was a military genius. But in reality, he was obsessed with control. He constantly overruled his experienced generals, often making reckless decisions based on ideology rather than logic. During the Battle of Stalingrad, he refused to let General Paulus retreat, even when it meant the complete destruction of the German Sixth Army. His inability to trust his commanders led to one disaster after another. Hitler's hatred was his downfall. He poured vast resources into extermination camps, racial policies, and the Holocaust, diverting critical manpower, trains, and funding from the war effort. He also refused to use Jewish or Slavic scientists and engineers, many of whom fled to the Allies and helped build advanced technology, including the atomic bomb. In the end, Hitler's obsession with racial purity blinded him to practical strategy. And it cost him everything. History is filled with empires that rose and fell. But Hitler's Third Reich collapsed not just because of Allied resistance, but because of his own arrogance, ego, and catastrophic judgment. From Dunkirk to the Russian front, these mistakes remind us that even the most powerful tyrants can fall, especially when blinded by pride. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which mistake you think was the worst. Thanks for watching.